Okay, so here I've started working my stranded colour work, as you can see, and I've reached the inlay knitting panel. And what I'm going to show you here is how to set up your Ladder Back Jacquard with your stranded colour work, contrast colour, at the same time as working your inlay knitting. So across this panel here, I'm going to put in two Ladder Back Jacquard stitches with this grey contrast colour. I'm going to try and just space them evenly across these 15 stitches, and at the same time I'm working my inlay knitting. So I'm going to knit in pattern. Now here I need to do some inlay knitting, so I'm going to get my double strand of contrast colour 1 here, bring that to the front, make sure my main colour comes over the top of that to secure it into place. I'm going to knit 2 stitches there, and I'm going to take my contrast colour to the back of the work. Now at this point I want to create my first Ladder Back Jacquard stitch, so I'm going to bring my main colour around to the front. I'm going to put in a backwards loop cast on onto that right hand needle there. So that's the start of my Ladder Back Jacquard. Then I'm going to continue knitting with my main colour, making sure it's coming over the top of that contrast colour where I was working my inlay knitting. I've got a bit more inlay knitting to work here. Okay, and then I'm going to put in another Ladder Back Jacquard stitch here. So what I'm trying to do is have 5 stitches from the marker, 5 stitches, the first Ladder Back Jacquard stitch, another 5 stitches, the second Ladder Back Jacquard stitch. So again, I'll bring my main colour to the front, backwards loop cast on to set up the second Ladder Back Jacquard stitch, and then continue with my inlay knitting. So what that means is I've got 2 Ladder Back Jacquard stitches for this grey, which just helps me to carry that contrast colour across this 15 stitch panel of inlay knitting. Oops. Okay, so then I'll continue to the end of this panel, and then I'll leave my contrast colour 1 there for the inlay knitting, and I'll bring my contrast colour 2 across to continue with the stranded knitting pattern. Okay, and so then you'll continue working those Ladder Back Jacquard stitches until the stranded colour work section is complete. Okay, I hope that helps.